Hi, another extra video for you here. Got a question about this question, which is a good one to ask about because it's the same one that's in the formative assessment. So it's a good one to make sure you really understand, even though the formative assessment is slightly different. Big ideas are still the same. So let's take a look here. It says first thing in a class of 25 students. So 25 is the total. Now, the way that I note the total is that I say, okay, over here, total 25. It's just my way of keeping track of how many total things should be in the Venn diagram. All right, the next thing we're looking at is 14 students like pizza. So I'm going to put the 14 up here. I don't want to put the 14 here because that would mean this is only pizza, right? That does not include the people in the middle that like pizza and iced coffee. So 14 goes up in the corner. And then we have 16 that like iced coffee. So again, I'm going to put this up in the corner by the label iced coffee so that I know it's everyone. Remember, in here is the overlap, people who like iced coffee and pizza, and we don't know that yet. We gotta keep reading. Okay, so now it says one student likes neither of them. So that's this hater out in the corner. They are in neither in pizza, neither in iced coffee outside. And then last piece of information that we're given is 6 students like both. Here's what we've been waiting for. So 6 goes in the middle because that's the overlap. Now, a question was, why or how do we know what this number is? Well, we would want to do the 14 minus the 6 to get an 8 there because these two need to add up to 14. And then similarly, we would do 16 minus 6 to get 10 here because 6 and 10 need to add up to 16 as well. Okay, so let's go through these questions. The first one is probably the simplest. It just says, what's the probability somebody likes pizza? So since there's no condition on this and it just says likes pizza, we can go with the plain old total here. So this would be out of 25. And then pizza is everyone who likes pizza. So that would be the 14. So the 8 and the 6 added together. And then we would turn it into a percent. So 14 divided by 25 is 0.56. So we get 56% exactly. All right, the next one is likes pizza given that they like iced coffee. So given that they like iced coffee means we're only looking at the iced coffee right here. That's all we're looking at. So that number goes in the denominator. It is 16 because there's 16 total people like iced coffee. And then when we look above here, we're looking at how many of those people like pizza? Well, those are these people in this overlap, right? They are the only people who are in that gray world who also like pizza. So we would put the 6 here. Now, some confusion came about because I showed my work a little weird on this, but it was the way that I showed it was I said, okay, 16 minus 6 over 16, that's 10 over 16. I have to pause for a second here. Okay, just had my water was boiling in the kitchen. Okay, so 16 minus 6 is 10. Oops, I did that wrong, sorry. It would be, I was not paying attention. So it would be 16 minus 10 is 6. So you want to subtract out the people that don't like that don't like pizza from those. So there's a couple different ways to show your work here, and I'm sorry if the way I showed it in the worksheet key was confusing. So we would do 6 divided by 16, and that would give us 37.5% for that answer. Okay, so let's do another one. It says, I'm going to erase what is here so that I can do it again. So it says, given that they like pizza, so given they like pizza, so that means we're going to highlight everything that is pizza here and ignore everything else. So that would be our denominator. And so our denominator is going to be 14. That's 8 and 6 added together, or you can look at this number up here to know that it's 14. And then what's the probability that they like iced coffee? So iced coffee is this part because that's where it overlaps with the iced coffee circle. And so that would be 6, right? 6. And I think I was confusing people because the way I showed my work, it would be 14 minus 8 over 14, which is 6 over 14. So I think that confused a few people because I showed my work a little weird on that. So I apologize. Hopefully this is helping clarify some of your questions. So now we have 6 out of 14, and that's going to be 42.86%. Make sure you're rounding correctly on that, especially for the formative assessments. It'll count it wrong if you don't round correctly. Okay, and then the final one is they don't like either of them. This has no conditional probability, so we know it's just out of the total. And then we can see here that the people that are on the outside, the haters, are 1 out of 25. So 1 divided by 25 is going to be 0.04, which is 4%, not 40%. Make sure you're getting that right. All right, so I hope this helped, and good luck. Keep asking questions. I'll keep posting extra help, and hopefully we'll get there together.